I've loved technology from the day I finished high school, and I quickly learned that applying it is where I want to focus my life and my career, and it's been fairly successful. So I started off with Bamburi. We built the first mobile service. I think it was a time mobile penetration was getting very high, where you would receive a very simple service. The truck driver would receive a message when the truck gets to the plant to pick cement. I could see what mobile was doing and what impact it could have in the country and in people's lives. So I quickly changed industry into banking. And that's where I've spent majority of my career, in banking and financial services. I started off very naive about banking, but I did join a very good bank. I was very fortunate, Standard Chartered Bank, where I was able to develop new products and manage services that really were supposed to transform the bank, and that's what you call the alternative channels or digital channels. So I was able to build the mobile banking for Standard Chartered, build the online banking for Standard Chartered, and also manage the ATM channels. So these are the non-bank channels that customers could access to access financial services. And we did this with an amazing team. I've always been fortunate to have a very good team to work with. I even built the first branch for Standard Chartered that had no tellers. It was very bold of us, very daring, where we expected customers to completely use self-serving channels, mobile internet or the machines to access financial services. I was hungry. I was very hungry. I could see mobile money and how fast it's growing, and we did try to push the bank quite a fair bit to take notice of what mobile money is doing in driving financial inclusion and giving people access conveniently to financial services. I switched to another local bank with a very aggressive project to build a mobile virtual network operator business. The bank doesn't exist anymore, unfortunately. That was Chase Bank. But it was at the time Equity and Equitel had come out, where we were very excited about the opportunity of giving customers a SIM card that had a bank account inside, and they can be able to access financial services with their mobile phones wherever they are, as well as telecommunication services. I worked very closely in that bank with the late Bob Collymore. He was my mentor. He quickly, of course, as my mentor, coached me into moving into a larger bank where I would have a bigger impact. So I joined Kenya Commercial Bank, KCB, to do two things. One is, how do we transform the bank? And two, run the fintech business as a completely separate business to KCB. They had started with mobile banking, they'd seen the growth, and for them it's how do they completely transform the bank and focus on delivering services using mobile and the internet and new channels, but even more interestingly, build new products. So as a director at KCB, leading the fintech conversation, but also developing the mobile business as a separate business to the entire bank. Of course, largely to compete with M-Pesa, and that's where I got my most experience, working with boardroom members or boards, working with senior level management, working with the regulator, Central Bank of Kenya, very closely, because some of the products we were trying to build were very very new and had not been done before. So we built, as you would know, KCB M-Pesa, which is an account on your SIM card, with a very great team. And in a matter of 2-3 years, we had 15 million customers. At some point, we were doing more loans than the entire business and retail loans of the entire bank, purely at the mobile phone. My directors, my board directors used to tease me because of the non-performance. So we would do 10 to 15 billion, but every month I would have 1 billion of non-performance not being repaid, and they would tease me, "You stood on top of Kencom and thrown 1 billion of customers' deposits." But that was on a light note. We did some amazing things, and towards the tail end, we did propose with my team a new kind of product that would complement KCB M-Pesa because of the non-performing numbers. And we called it Okoa M-Pesa back then to mirror Okoa Jahazi, but eventually the product, as you know, it is Fuliza. Some great minds went into it, and we built a great product, and it's as successful as it is today, from the thinking of the teams between both Safaricom and KCB to develop this product. At this point, when I was towards my tail end at KCB, I was poached by an internet company, a global internet company, to rethink financial services being delivered not by a financial institution or a bank, but by an internet company. This was Opera Software. Opera Software are known for their browser in entry-level smartphones. Entry-level smartphones are usually very light, and they need a very light application or browser to be able to allow those people using the internet or wanting to access the internet to be able to access it without consuming a lot of data. The product they had was Opera Mini. I don't know if you guys ever used Opera Mini, but they had good numbers in the continent. So I was hired to very quickly figure out how do you deliver financial services to the 100 million people who are using Opera Mini across Africa. About 25-30 million in Kenya were using Opera Mini. So we built some interesting products. We tried to build OPay. Licensing took a while. It was very difficult to get past that licensing, but the product and the platform were very successful in building. We built digital lending platforms like Okash, which did very well. Went over to Nigeria where we could get licensing and worked on OPay, and it delivered, and it's now probably one of the biggest mobile payment services in Nigeria. And many other things came to play because the vision of our directors at Opera was very aggressive. How do you build with technology very quickly a unicorn out of Africa, given that you have a base of 100 million customers? So we built O-Food, O-Ride, name it, as auxiliary services to support the payment services, the financial services.